Understanding prepositional phrases can help us better understand what we're reading. Perhaps the most important thing to understand about prepositional phrases is that the noun in a prepositional phrase can never be the subject of the sentence. Once we've learned to recognize prepositional phrases and understand that they function as modifiers, we next have to determine if they are modifying nouns or verbs. Remember, adverbs tell when, where, why, in what manner, and to what extent. Adjectives tell which, what kind, or how many. Consider the sentence. For obvious reasons, the image of Captain Joey, the warden of the institution, instilled terror in the minds of the inmates. It contains 5 prepositional phrases. Pause the video and see if you can find all 5, and then see if you can determine which ones are modifying nouns and which ones are modifying verbs. Well, let's take a look and see. We have first preposition starts the sentence for us. We have for obvious reasons, of Captain Joey, of the institution, in the minds, and of the inmates. Okay, for obvious reasons. Well, that sounds like a why, doesn't it? So that would have to be modifying a verb. So this is a why. Of Captain Joey, that would be which. Of the institution, that again would be a which. In the minds, that would be where, wouldn't it? And of the inmates, that again would be which. Well, let's just separate everything here and go ahead and code it like we normally do. And we're going to ask ourselves first, what's the main verb? For obvious reasons, the image of Captain Joey, the warden of the institution, instilled. Okay, there's our first action. So that's probably going to be our main verb. Terror in the minds of the inmates. Yeah, there's no more verbs. So double underline that to show it's the simple predicate. And we will draw our code for action here. Now we ask ourselves, who or what instilled action? Well, it's tempting to go for Captain Joey or possibly warden. It's the image. It's the image. The image instilled terror. So we call image our subject. And we'll put our people code over image. Okay, next thing we do is look for more nouns. And in this case, since we have so many prepositional phrases, we know a prepositional phrase is made up of a preposition followed by a noun. So we have for as our preposition, obvious reasons. A reason would be a concept, wouldn't it? So a light bulb here. And let's see, of Captain Joey, call out a compound noun with another stick figure here. Person. Warden, again, is saying Captain Joey, so Joey's a person, Warden's a person. Okay, of the institution. An institution would be a jail or a prison. We'll put that as a place. In the minds. Okay, well, that's part of a person, but all mind is a thing. Of the inmates or people. Well, we have a lot of nouns. When you have prepositional phrases, you're going to have a lot of nouns. Okay, we are done there. So we're done with our nouns. I don't see any more verbs, so we're done with those. So now all we have is our modifiers. So I look at each of the nouns. We have reasons. Is that being modified? Well, yes, it is. It's being modified by obvious. What kind of reasons? They're obvious reasons. So we'll use our ADJ here. Now, I think that's the only one of these nouns that's being modified at all. Institution, no, okay, so we're done with our nouns, our verbs, our modifiers. So if we've done all that right, the only thing left has got to be the prepositions, which we know we have, and any conjunctions. And in this sentence, we have no conjunctions. So let's choose a bright yellow color for prepositions. Or is a preposition. We have of as a preposition. We have another of preposition. We have in, fourth preposition. We have another of down here, fifth preposition. And there we go. Now, determine where these prepositional phrases are going to go, but let's see what it looks like when we do that. So we start with our baseline here, and we've decided that image is our noun. And what did the image do? It instilled a verb. And we have a direct object of this verb, which, what did it instill? It instilled terror. Okay, and obviously I forgot the light bulb that we want to put up here. For terror, because terror also is a concept. Plug in there. And that's our direct object. Okay, now let's start putting these prepositional phrases around. For obvious reasons, we determined was a why. Why is under adverbs, so we will put our why here. And it's for. Reasons. What kind of reasons? Well, we determined that this is being modified by obvious adjective. Reasons. Okay, our next preposition is of Captain Joey. Well, that's modifying a noun, so this is an adverb phrase. So we're going to say of. We'll make this fairly long because we have other interesting thing here that's going to come up. We're going to need some room for it. Okay. Captain Joey. Captain Joey. Now, Captain Joey is the warden, and in this case, warden is like a second noun. We call this an apositive phrase. Usually, when it's the subject, it's functioning the same way here. So the warden, we're going to put in parentheses Or it looks like an N, but that's warden. Our next prepositional phrase is modifying warden. Warden of what? Warden of institution. So this is modifying a noun. In this case, the noun is warden. And of course, we need to add our article, the. Okay, instill terror where? Again, where is an adverb, so we have a second modifier for instilled. In minds. And now minds is a noun, and so this adverbial phrase has a noun in it, and that noun is being modified by our last preposition, which is of inmates. Well, there, we have a nice collection of prepositional phrases, some of which modify nouns and some of which modify verbs.